Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 68 with two big games on the road. Firstly, in Europe, we face Roma, the Italian giants in the Europa League group stage match, and then we're away to Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. The one of the traditional top six which is floundering a bit this year, and if we can get a result there, it will hopefully give us a better chance of competing for Europe again. So if you're looking forward to all of that, two big games in two competitions, please do put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from two long-term stories. I hope you enjoyed the special on Sunday morning, the match analysis feature that we did on the channel as well. And there's links to all the playlists and the podcast channel in the eye above. Thank you so much for your incredible support. But today, we've got a bit of a weird one because we start against Roma, which, in theory, is one of our biggest games of the season. However, if we go and have a look at the schedule to see what's been going on, despite our stuttering form to an extent in the league, we have been brilliant in Europe. 3 games, 3 wins, 9 scored, 1 conceded. Couldn't ask for more. We're just starting to creep back into our old selves as well. So our last 3 league games, a 0-0 draw and then 2 1-0 wins, both at home and on the road. And we're just starting to show that defensive solidity. And although we haven't got an Amphol, we haven't got a goal scorer, we're sharing them out and nicking one apiece in games. So that seems to be making things tick at the moment. Let's have a look at the results though since you were last with me. You of course finished on that disappointing defeat to Brighton after the brilliant start against Rapid Vienna in the Europa League. We followed it up with our first 1-0 win of the season away at Leeds in the Carabao Cup third round. Sebastian Fersler, the wonder kid, got a header early in that game. A 1-0 draw away at Sheffield United. Louis Jr. got a header from a set piece, but unfortunately we were pegged back in the last 10. We were absolutely outplayed in this game, so delighted to get a draw in truth. A 3-0 win away at Atromitos in the Europa League. 2 for Fersler and an own goal in the first 15 minutes wrapped it up. After that, it was just a comfortable day at the office. We followed it up with a squeaky 2-1 win at home to Brentford. A late own goal from Saravakos really did make things a little bit tense, but Major and Figueiredo got the crucial goals in the end. A 0-0 draw away from home, this time at Bournemouth. Unfortunately, Saravakos picked up an injury in the international break, so we were one defender down for that one. But it seems to have helped us get better defensively. So perhaps a little bit of an indicator as to where our problem was there. But that became the start of 5 clean sheets in a row heading into today's game. A surprising 3-0 win at home to Roma. Sergei Volkov was brilliant. A hat-trick in the first hour made it a comfortable night. And then we were just able to rest players, to rotate and to keep the ball. And it worked really well. We followed it up with a 1-0 win against Liverpool. Figueiredo with a first half goal, followed by a stunning defensive effort. A 2-0 win at home to Wolves in the Carabao Cup. We rotated our team and Dennis Dragas managed to get 2 coming into the starting 11. And then a 1-0 win away at West Brom. We kept Dragas in the team after that cup performance. Didn't do much there. But Neri Campay's returned to form with a late winner. So we're in decent form, but we know that it's one of those tense seasons where every game is going to be won by the odd goal again. But today against Roma, because of the position we're in, with 9 points after 3 games, we can probably afford to rest everyone. As long as we don't lose to them by 3 goals or we score an away goal, we're all right. And then we've just got to beat the other 2. So I've got a sneaky suspicion we'll be able to do that. We've just sneaked back into 7th place in the Premier League, albeit there's a bit of a gap between the top 6 and us. So overall, I'm fairly confident. We've got West Brom in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. We've got a lot of opportunities to succeed this year. And it's just about whether we can take one of them and become a real Southampton legend. If we can do that, we'll keep our eyes peeled on the job centre as well. Any big jobs that might come up. But at the moment, that hasn't been forthcoming any time recently. So let's go and get into our first game of the day. It is away at Roma, and you're going to get to see the squad in action for this one, because we have rotated heavily. In fact, I even went into the under-23s to add a couple of defenders to the bench. Saravakos still not quite back yet. Lucero's going to have 3 or 4 weeks in the physio room. And we've just rotated as fully as possible. So there are some players playing out of position. There are some in weaker areas. But overall, it's still a decent 11. So Volkov's in, who got the hat-trick against them last time. Fersler's obviously scored whenever he's played this season, albeit he's just back from injury now. But what we've got is Odysseus in goal. James Ward-Prowse covering at right back with the youngster Adam Brown on the left. Bernardo goes in at centre-half alongside Bednarek, who's wanted by Everton, one of the top 6 sides. Gosling and Gilligan, the 2 youngsters in the middle together. Fersler, Volkov and Perez, the attacking midfield 3. And Durami's the only backup striker left fit, so he goes up front for today's European game. One slight tactical tweak. Since the update, I've really struggled to get the advanced forward working or the poacher, where they were scoring goals galore before. Now I know here the ones aren't great, but I've seen that in other saves as well. Dundee United with Shankland in the live streams. So I've just changed Durrami and Dragus when fit to a complete forward on attack. That's where Dragus got his 2 goals. We've seen a bit more threat from it. So I hope that pays off today. But Durrami, as we mentioned, not the best finisher, not the best at directing headers, not the best off the ball in the grand scheme of things, and not the hardest worker. So we can understand why some of his chances aren't taken. But hopefully today we'll be able to prove that wrong and get a good result against Roma. Any sort of positive result, a draw or a victory in this one, and we'll win the group. So let's go and see if we can do it. Just the 11 changes from the last league game at the weekend. A sneaky 1-0 win against who were 7th at the time in West Brom. And we've got them coming up in a cup as well. So that was a really important result. It's a very decent side for Roma still. Areola in goal. They've got Delap up front. They've got the likes of Pavon in between. Cristante, a brilliant player. They're a good football team. Don't forget, none of the big European leagues are greyed out here. This is a first team of Roma. So I'm not quite sure how we've beaten them so well in the first game. But either way, we're going to get the lads to prove a point and hope we can produce exactly the same in the second. We certainly wouldn't complain now, would we? Well, just under 20 minutes gone. Roma on the stats have been dominant, but no highlights so far. As Adam Brown picks it up at left back, down the line to Thursler. And we're starting to create that old Southampton adage again with so many youth academy prospects in the team. As Volkov gets in behind, back to Brown, the left back, into Fran Perez, and he's cleared away from him. Last ditch defending. Bernardo recycles it for Gilligan to Goslin. Just 2 of those youngsters from the academy. So Ward-Prowse is still there. He's playing at right back at the other end of his career. But in the middle, we've got the likes of Goslin and Gilligan. We've got Brown at left back. We've got Thursler on the left wing. All from that famed Southampton academy. And Goslin, one of them, is on the ball here. On the right-hand side, slides it through to Fran Perez. 3 in the box if he can find them. Back to Ward-Prowse. Always famed for his delivery. Finds Perez again. Durrami with a shot blocked. It's cleared away by Gökhan and they just about survive. But we're finally coming into this game. If we can produce our best, we should get a result. As Ward-Prowse has a throw at right back again. Very weird to see him out there out of position. As Goslin gets it from Volkov. Tries to cross the ball in early. Does just that to Thursler. He's very good in the air for a winger. But this one just had too much to do. And he tried to direct it. He tried to get power. But it just ended up harmlessly over the bar. But with 10 minutes to half time, we're really starting to get on top here. Volkov plays a 1-2 with Brown. Gilligan into Durrami. The good thing with him being a complete forward is he can drop deeper like this and pick up the ball. And he does really well with it. And the same cannot be said for Areola in the Roma goal. A feeble effort from Perez. It should have been comfortably held. But it squirms through the Roma keeper. And the French internationals led it in. 1-0 to Southampton. But lovely play a bit deeper from the complete forward of Durrami. As Cunha gets it to Cristante. Roma coming straight back up the other end. Markovic with a brilliant finish. We've seen nothing of Roma in the first 37. But it only takes one chance with a side like this. The Italians back on level terms. 7 minutes to half time. And that lead didn't last long, did it? But either way, it is 1-1 at the break, and as it stands, that result's very good for us. We're going to get the boys inspired, try and get them to keep it up, because aside from the goal, they were very good for the most part. As Ward-Prowse throws in deep inside his own half. 1-2 with Fran Perez. He's got a chance to go down the line, instead plays short to Goslin. He finds Perez though. Can he release someone? Flicks it up to Volkov. Running at the defence directly. We know he's good at this. Caused all sorts of chaos against them at home. But this time, tries to go for the Hollywood effort. And it's just wide of the post. The keeper had it covered, and it remains level with 5 minutes gone in the second. And we've got another free kick with James Ward-Prowse. Dangerous position. In towards Bernardo. Cleared away as far as Cristante. Can they counter now? They've got a 3-on-3. Through ball. Goslin's missed it. Awful defending from the centre midfielder. Ruffo's in, and it's 2-1 to Roma. And in a game we have utterly dominated. Again, defensive frailties are being found. So as a result, we're going to make some changes. Goslin will come off, Ward-Prowse into midfield, Carl Walker-Peters at right back. We'll also replace Gilligan with Haidara, just give ourselves the most solid midfield options. And then going forward, it's either Durrami or Volkov to come off. And I think based on the fact that Volkov got a hat-trick in the first game, it's got to be Durrami. He looks anxious, so we'll get Dragus on up front. Has had one good game in the Cups already. Let's hope he has another one now. We need an equaliser to win the group. Well, 8 minutes left on the clock. So free kick for Roma from the right. They're looking to wrap it up and do. Ruffo heads it in. It's looped over the keeper. And to be honest, that's incredibly harsh for the game we've had here. We've really competed well. We've probably for the most part been the better side. But we haven't taken our chances. We haven't made the right decisions in the final third. But we might have a penalty here. Thursler brought down as he tries to run in behind. The referee's going to VAR here. But surely the penalty's going to be given. It is. Who's going to take it? It's not James Ward-Prowse again, is it? He missed his last one on camera. Let's change it to Volkov. I know he's not as good a penalty taker, but he's very good against AS Roma. So here he comes. Volkov steps up with 2 minutes to go. A real chance to get a lifeline in this game. And he slides it into the corner. The keeper went the right way, but it had too much power, too much accuracy. And it's 3-2. Unfortunately, it was just too little too late though. A good effort from the backup side, but key defensive mistakes. We're going to get the boys motivated because it wasn't a bad effort, but we need to bounce back in a league. We stay top of the Europa League group on head-to-head record, but now the pressure's on to win the final 2 games. That's to win the group in that one, but our focus is now the Premier League. Tottenham coming up in 3 days' time. We'll be back in a moment with our first 11. It's sure to be a crucial game in the European hunt. Super Sunday football then as Southampton head to Tottenham Hotspur, and I've got a sneaky suspicion even this early on that this one is going to end up being crucial in the race for the European places, because of the sides below us in the league, I believe, and I may be wrong here, that only Wolves and Tottenham can compete for the top 7. So for us, it's really important that we get results against them and stay consistent against the teams below us. We're not going to finish 4th or 5th again. We know that. We've got extra games in Europe. We've got a weaker squad without the star striker. But we want to make sure we're fighting for 7th still. So let's go and get into this game. It is a big one. And our assistant manager is recommending a lot of instructions and a lot of changes. So let's go and see the 11 he's gone for and what we're going to change it to. So Saravakos just coming back but not fit yet. Thursler nowhere near after playing 90 minutes in the week. The defence then will look the same as it does there. In midfield, we're definitely going to go for Haidara rather than James Ward-Prowse. Hasn't always worked this season, but that's what we're going to go for. On the right wing, Baratinha, for some reason they keep putting him up front. Dragus will replace him. Not even in the squad, according to the assistant. And then my only decision really is Volkov or Figueiredo in the number 10. Figueiredo's a brilliant player, but inconsistent. He's either brilliant or awful. Whereas Volkov, often a bit more predictable. But we're going to go for the strongest 11. The likes of Volkov will come onto the bench. Bernardo instead of Brown will be the same. And Fran Perez has got to be there as well instead of Gosling. So that's our 11, that's our 18. All changed from the midweek game. And let's see if this 11 can get a result in the Premier League. It's Walter Luiz in goal, Walker, Peters and Teo the fullbacks with Junior and Stark at centre-half, Major and Haidara in the middle, Baratinha, Figueiredo and Campese the attacking 3, with Dragus on his own up front. He's living off one good game at the moment, and we could really do with another one here. 11 changes again from the midweek game, and hopefully back to our best defensively. Here we go then, some interesting names in the Tottenham team, and presumably a lot of youngsters, because a fair number of players we don't recognise. However, still a couple of originals on the bench. Eric Dyer and Dele Alli are those. Not two of the ones I'd have expected to still be there. Jeremy Boga still in the team. Joe Willock, the former Arsenal man. And then at the back, we've got Galini in goal, which is a bit of a surprise. And a lot of other good youngsters. Perea is the second top goal scorer in the Premier League at the moment. That's despite Spurs being down in 14th place. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get on the front foot here. Really give them a shock. Teo throws in early to Campese, the wonder kid. Back to the left back again. Beats his man. He's got a chance to cross here. Back to Campese. Into Dragus. Into Figueiredo. And he's saved by the goalkeeper. Not the best effort in the end, but a good save by the goalkeeper and did just enough. Galini comes with a long kick downfield. Stark heads it away as far as Baratinha on the right. He finds Walker Peters. Now Baratinha again. He picks it up in the middle. Loses out to Boga. And he's into Santos in midfield. Beats the defender. Goes in with a through ball. Perea's there. And it's a wonderful save from Walter Luiz. A corner to defend now. But it should have been 1-0 Spurs. It may well still be though. As the corner comes into the front post. Figueiredo hoofs it clear. The thing that worries me this season, taking aside the clean sheets, because even there we were lucky a couple of times, we've given away a lot of good chances this season. And that's something we never did last year. It was seldom that other teams got in behind us. Well, I won't lie, that is something I can get on board with. A classic Southampton first half, bar that one chance, we have been solid. We have not really seen anything in terms of highlights. And so often this happened last year, and then we just nicked one in the second half. I don't know if we'll be able to do the same today. We've just got to keep that clean sheet. As Giovanni Reina picks it up on the left for Spurs. Into right. Through ball which is intercepted by Teo. Crucial one there. He could not miss that. Figueiredo slides it down the line to Dragus. He's been forced wide the forward, but there's 2 or 3 running off him. Into the box is a poor ball. And he's headed away as far as Teo. Drifts into his own half. Goes all the way back to Walter Luiz. Bit of a strange decision, but he plays it out to Stark and Junior. The Mozambique international wide to Campes, and now Major, in the playmaker role, finds Junior out to Teo. Figueiredo, the number 10, wide again to Teo, taking on the fullback. Chance to cross in from the byline. It's a sliding challenge. He still comes out with the ball, and it's into Baratinha. The Brazilian puts it in under the keeper. And it is classic Southampton again. A very quiet first half, no real chances at either end. With the first one of the second, we take advantage. It's Teo with a throw-in again to Campes. Beats the fullback, gets the ball back to Teo. Created the first goal, he's delivered again. And Galini comes and claims it. Excellent goalkeeping. Made up for his slight mistake with the first one, you could say. Probably should have saved it. Pereira flicks on the goal kick. Walker-Peters brings it down. Walter Luiz out to Junior. Switches right to Baratinha again. He's got time on the ball. No real pressure on him. And he's just running at them. No one's gone to close him down. And in the end, his shot was pretty feeble, but very worrying signs at the back for Spurs. No pressure on us running at them at all. They have gone 4-2-4 now, though, so we might have to watch out tactically, as the long ball forward is intercepted by Walker-Peters. Haidara collects the clearance, Figueiredo through, and Dragus can't quite get there. Galini out to Boga, and now Reina to Pereira. And this is the problem when it's 4-on-2. Dele Alli's in behind, on the left side of the box. Great tackle from Major. Falls for Giovanni Reina though. Delivery in, Pereira heads just over. It's an end-to-end game now. Anything could happen. And I'm a bit worried defensively. Is that a penalty? Oh, I saw a foul there. Wright's got the ball for Spurs. It is all Tottenham Hotspur at the minute. Santos gets it back to Wright. We need time to make a tactical tweak, but we're not getting it. Through ball into Santos. Teo's there. Can't intercept. Pereira gets in one-on-one and scores. Taps in from 2 yards out. And to be honest, I wanted to change the fullbacks to defensive duties. But in the middle of the highlight, I couldn't do it. And it was too late by the end of it. Pereira gets his 12th league goal of the season and Tottenham on top again. Will they go defensive now or will they still attack us? That's the question. 3 players have missed a challenge on Santos. Walker-Peters has run out the way. What are you doing? Walker-Peters saw Santos running directly in on goal and just went to run back to right back. Completely out of the path of the striker. Absolutely awful. And how have we kept 5 clean sheets in a row? That's my only question. Major flicks on the goal kick. And the defensive errors creep in yet again. This is really worrying. And particularly with Walker-Peters. Because they let Amati go out on loan. And he's not got any competition now. So he knows he can get away with playing poorly. And he has done for most of the season. He is on the front foot here though. He's got a chance to cross from the byline. Nuno Campes is up. Galini makes a hash of it. He tips it onto the bar, but it falls back into his hands. On that occasion, he's a very lucky boy. We're going to bring on James Ward-Prowse. We're going to switch Major into the Mazzala role. Again, Figueiredo's had a poor game, so Volkov on for him. And then Neri Campes has been poor, as has Dragus up top. It's going to have to be... Let's do what the assistant keeps recommending. Fran Perez will come on. Baratinha will go up top. He's best as an advanced forward, so let's chuck him as that. Perez on the right is a good winger anyway. And let's see what difference it actually makes. Baratinha has shown an eye for goal, so let's give him an opportunity. There are some big concerns coming out of this. What I will say this season, and you'll notice the pattern when we go back and have a look, most of our poor performances have come straight after European games, particularly the bigger matches. Not so much at Tromatos, we weren't particularly troubled in that one, but we have suffered from the old-fashioned European hangover, the much talked about myth. And it's not a myth anymore as Campes gets in, falls for Major, his shot's blocked. And now it just comes, can we nick a point? Or can we at least avoid conceding more? Boga runs down the left-hand side into Pereira. Lovely 1-2. Boga again, left side of the box. Stark hacks it clear to Fran Perez. Long downfield towards Baratinha. The defender's made a mistake positionally here. Baratinha gets in. The assistant manager knows exactly what he's talking about. We've got a new striker, everyone. Our right winger Baratinha is getting a run up front. Because the assistant keeps telling us to. And my word has he delivered. 2-2, and it could prove to be a crucial point. as Walker-Peters throws out from the back. 4 minutes of stoppage time to hang on, but Dele Alli's won it high up the pitch. Finds Reina, it's intercepted by Ward-Prowse. Campes to Baratina, he's got a runner off him in Volkov. Can't find him, goes left to Campes. Takes on the fullback, finds Baratina, through to Volkov, rounds the keeper and scores. It is 3-2 to Southampton. And for everything this side has done this season, the mixed bag defensively, the toothlessness at times in front of goal, my word, they do not know when they're beaten. Volkov with the last minute goal. Baratina's been a revelation up front. And now we go as time wasting as we can. We'll be back in a minute for stoppage time. Well, I've made every defensive tactical change I can think of. As Sergei Volkov finishes his goal celebration, we've got 3 minutes to cling on. And it's a Volta Luiz goal kick. 90 seconds left. Fran Perez flicks on. Major nicks it off right. Could we put some gloss on it? Through to Baratina. Wonderfully timed run. Oh, he scored a hat-trick. Oh, why didn't we listen to the assistant sooner? Baratina is the best striker at the club. Despite not being a natural there, he's a right winger. But with Fran Perez being a solid man out there, Baratina is without doubt the new striker. Dragus will be his backup. Fran Perez will be the right winger. Darami can be his backup. And what a comeback that is. 3 goals in the last 7 minutes plus stoppage time. And we have won 4-2 away at Tottenham Hotspur. A very un-Southampton-like display. But we'll take the 3 points. And we'll take finding the gem up front. It's like the West Ham Mikel Antonio moment. We've just struck gold. It's more by luck than judgment. But we'll certainly take it. Let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we'll next be back. Well, all of that leaves us pretty comfortably 7th in the league. And we might be getting some transfer bonuses now as well. It looks like Gineppo's 1 appearance away from giving us £10 million from Celtic. We'd still like to have him on the right wing now, particularly with that Baratina find. But he's doing a good job for them, so fair play to him. Volkov inspires us. Baratina, I mean, he's not the best finisher in the world, but what a striker he's turning into. A hat-trick from the striker, not the quickest, not the best finisher, but everything else is sublime. Crucially, the first touch, the dribbling, the technique, the teamwork, the vision, the composure. All of those things that make him a good target man. And he's going to hold up there and be the advance forward. I've got no problems with it. Baratina will be the superstar. We're going to, of course, go and praise him. He was brilliant. With that done, let's go and have a look at our schedule and when we're next going to be back, as we're now 4 points clear in 7th place and West Brom have played the same number of games, which shows you what a crucial result that was. 7th is the target. Getting through in the Europa League is the target. And maybe having a go at the Carabao Cup, who knows? What we are going to do then is skip ahead to that moment. We'll be back for the Carabao Cup quarter-final against West Brom. We'll probably have a game either side of it. I don't know if Watford is the biggest one at the moment, depending on where they are in 17th. So perhaps we'll show the 11-day break and then the one after it. Because the game on Boxing Day against Leicester, who are more likely to be competing with us, could be a much bigger one in the Premier League. But we're chasing the Carabao Cup now. It is going to be a big priority for us. So if you're looking forward to the rest of the season and you did enjoy that episode, the stunning late comeback against Tottenham, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. Turn the notification bell on to make sure you don't miss a beat. And you can catch up with all the playlists, the live stream series and the podcast channel up in the eye above. Thank you again for your incredible support. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next time for a cup quarter final. Can we get one step closer to Wembley? And can we keep our good run going?